Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Now Review. It's now That's What I Call Music 106. So first of all, let's take a look at this cover, and as this is the summer album, it is very, well, summery. It's more like underwater. It's like a scene from The Little Mermaid. You got starfish, shellfish, more shells, a seahorse chilling up there. I mean, yeah, the sea is like very much part of summer, but I didn't realise we were going for like the Little Mermaid vibes. But nevertheless, this is a very bright and colourful cover, and I actually think the colours complement themselves quite well, or like the dark blues with the light blues and the oranges and the pinks. It's actually a really nice contrast. There is your spine, now 106, nice and simple, and of course we have to take a look at the all-important track list. Okay, let's see who we've got. So on CD1 we've got Joush 685 and Jason Derulo with Savage Love, the Latin Siren Beat, Harry Styles with Watermelon Sugar, Dua Lipa and Break My Heart, Regard and Ray with Secrets, Nathan Dorr feat. JK with Flowers, Topic and A7S with Breaking Me, Surf Mesa and Emily with Illy, I Love You Baby, or IOY, I just can't read, Pao Fu and B Badu B with Deathbed, Coffee for Your Head, Jonas Blue and Max with Naked, Hosh with 1979 feat. Jalja with Midnight, The Hanging Tree, Joel Corey feat. Mnek with Head and Heart, Robbie Doherty and Keys with Pour the Milk, Ellie Goulding with Power, The Weeknd with In Your Eyes, Sam Smith and Demi Lovato with I'm Ready, The 1975 with If You're Too Shy Let Me Know, Haim with Don't Wanna, Katy Perry with Daisies, Kygo and One Republic will Lose Somebody, JP Sachs feat. Julia Michaels with If the World Was Ending, and Tom Walker with Wait For You. So 21 tracks on there, and I must say, as the charts go on, less and less people I'm recognising. And on CD2 we have AJ Tracy feat. Mostak with Dinner Guest, Simba feat. DTG with Rover, 220 Kid and Gracie with Don't Need Love, Lil Mosey with Blueberry Faygo, Doja Cat and Gucci Mane with Like That, Stay Solid Rocky with Party Girl, Tion Wayne feat. Dutch Avelli and Stormzy with I Dunno, The Scots, Travis Scott and Kid Cudi with The Scots, Nico B with Who's That What's That, KSI feat. Swarms and Tion Wayne with Houdini, Sean Paul and Tovlo with Calling On Me, PS1 feat. Alex Hoskin with Fake Friends, Disclosure and Eco Roosevelt with Tondo, Jessie Ware with Save a Kiss, Youngblood with Weird, Ronan Keating, Little Thing Called Love, Paul Weller with Village, Natalie Taylor with Surrender, Reese Lewis with No Right to Love You, and Michael Ball, Captain Tom Moore and the NHS Voices of Care Choir with You'll Never Walk Alone. That's 20 tracks there, which takes you to a 41 track album. So yeah, 41 tracks, a bit less than we've been used to recently on Now albums, and this track list has actually been quite controversial amongst Now fans. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment, but first, let's have a look at what's inside. So opening it up, there is disc 1. It's like a orangey, pinky almost, with the sea attire. You've got the shell, you've got the starfish, you've got the seahorse, all nice and lovely. Not the best colour choices in my opinion, but that is just my opinion. And CD2 is bright blue and sort of a corally pink. I prefer that colour scheme to disc 1, but still not perfect in my opinion. Follow Now on all their social medias. I follow them on all these bar Snapchat because, you know, it's not 2013 anymore. And the latest music for free, oh, Now Kids Bop, although people have recommended that to me actually, so I should probably check that out. And because this is a proper numbered release, I can actually show you the booklet. So there you go, looking down you actually have information about each artist, about where they've placed on the singles chart, and also maybe a little bit about the album it's come from as well. This has been a staple of all numbered Nows in the series for the past 35 plus years, and it's nice to see it continued. Nice to see they still put in the effort to make these booklets. I'm putting it out of focus there, aren't I? Let's put it there. There we go, scrolling down a bit more. And again, as I've said, as I go on with these albums, there are less and less people I'm actually recognizing, which is really bad. But to be honest, I don't listen that much to the chart music anymore, really. There are some songs I know, and I'll talk about those in a minute. But yeah, on the whole, I'm not recognizing too much of the charts anymore. Although there are some really interesting choices on here. That's the booklet. So with the track list, I thought it'd be good to go sort of section by section to talk about any standouts. I mean, Watermelon Sugar, as much as I never like One Direction, is a good song by Harry Styles. Dua Lipa, Break My Heart is one of the best on her Future Nostalgia album, personally. Nathan Dorr, track 5, is a name I'm seeing pop up a lot more recently. He's actually just done a song with KSI, who's doing bits at the minute, called Lighter, I think it is, so his name's popping up. Aside from that, there's a lot of these I've not actually heard. Again, I don't listen to like modern pop music unless it comes up on the radio, so I'm going to have to listen to a lot of these. In terms of this second half, is there anything I want to talk about? I do enjoy the 1975 song, If You're Too Shy. That whole new album, Notes on a Conditional Form, is pretty excellent. And the Sam Smith Demi Lovato collab, I must admit, at first I was a bit hesitant towards it, but I do actually enjoy it the more I hear it. It's one of those that grows on you, I think. Nice to see Katy Perry still on here. I mean, she's been a pop star for over a decade now, and she's still landing on these albums, even if she's being pushed further towards the bottom of the track list. But yeah, that's all I really have like standout to say about CD1. Now CD2, looking at this first chunk here. Now, Tion Wayne is interesting because he is the lead artist on track 7 and a featured artist on track 10. And I first heard about Tion, funnily enough, from track 10, which is Houdini, the KSI song. So it's nice to see that he's doing well enough that he's appearing on a Now album twice. I think it means less now because it happens so often, but I still think it carries some weight to appear on a Now album twice. I mean, the fact KSI's on here, I don't think he's been on here since... I don't think Wake Up Call was on a Now, not to my memory anyway, unless I've just missed it. It might have been, actually. But I remember, like, Keep Up was on, like, Now 92. That was back in 2015. So it's nice to see KSI get sort of that mainstream recognition by appearing on a Now album, because Houdini did numbers. I mean, it peaked, I think, at, like, number 6 in the UK chart, which is, like, one of the highest rankings for a YouTuber song ever. So nice to see him get the success from it, and he's still popping off with recent singles like Cap and Killer Killer, for example. Moving down to the second half, the fact someone's called PS1, clearly someone of my generation, like the young 20s or whatever. Save a Kiss by Jessie Ware is a beautiful song. I believe Youngblood is actually from where I'm from originally, I think. I might have got that wrong, but he's doing bits at the minute, isn't he? Paul Weller, if that's the Paul Weller I'm thinking of, that's a return. Ronan Keating on a Now album, whoever thought we'd see that again after like 2005. And that last track, Michael Ball, Captain Tom Moore, of course, who's the 100-year-old man who walked to raise money for the NHS. He's probably the oldest artist to feature on a Now album, unless they put Dame Vera on here. I must admit, I'm surprised they didn't put Dame Vera on this. I'm trying to remember now. I think she was still with us when Now 105 came out. Though we've got to remember, Now 105 only came out a little over 2 months ago instead of the usual 3-4-month gap. But, you know, You'll Never Walk Alone, great song. And, of course, it's the song sung by Liverpool fans at football games. So, as a Liverpool fan, it means a lot more to me. But this track list proved quite controversial. I say controversial, it wasn't that big of a deal. Basically, there were some big tracks, for example, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande, that don't feature on this album. Some big songs from the past few months aren't on here. And I would argue that's always happened with Now. If you look back at the other 105 volumes, there are always songs from that era in time that were big and Now, for whatever reason, just didn't put on the album. Maybe it was a rights issue, maybe they didn't have the space on the disc or the vinyl record. I think it's always happened. I think with quarantine and the pandemic, I think people have had more time to scrutinise the track list than ever before and pick this out. But I say it's a controversy, but I'd argue it's not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. You're still getting 41 pretty good tracks from what I'm at. Well, those I know. I have a lot of this album to listen to. There's a good chunk I actually don't know. But the general consensus is Now's just doing what it's always done, collating the chart music from the era that it puts them out in. So closing thoughts on this album, again, I say be a bit more lenient because, of course, this is only coming out 2 months after Now 105. Normally Now albums in the numbered series have like a 3 or 4 month gap between them. This is abnormal because of everything that's happening in the world, that Now 105 got delayed and they seem to want to regain their schedule. So I imagine Now 107 will probably come out in November time, give it like another 4 months. But this, you know, they've still managed to put it out, which is good. There's 41 tracks. I'm sure most of them are pretty good, even though I haven't heard most of them on the charts yet. But I will be popping this into my CD player and giving a listen to all of the tracks, don't you worry. Who is it for? I mean, basically, if you like chart music, if you like the modern pop music scene, particularly here in the UK, then you should probably pick this album up. It's always a good time capsule to pick up a Now to get like the feel of the music of the time. But if you don't like chart music, if you don't like modern pop, I would stay well away. Of course, you can get this in all the usual places, like your big supermarkets. HMV will sell this anywhere from between £11 and £13. I got mine off Amazon. Funnily enough, on the day it came out, which is when I'm recording it, it was same day delivery, but that was about £12. So you can get it for that price. The funny thing with the Now numbered series is where the spin-offs eventually go in the like 2 albums for £15. These usually hold their price, which is always interesting. Although, if you check places like eBay, Music Magpie a couple of months in, it'll probably come down in price. But that is all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like on it. And if you haven't already and you enjoy my content, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out. Leave a comment down below. Did you pick up Now 106? What did you think of the track list? Could there have been more songs on there? What songs did you want to see on here? Or what songs do you think shouldn't be on here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next one, I will see you guys next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.